One of the creepiest things you'll ever encounter solo hunting in the mountains in the dark in situations like this is a pair of lights shining back at you from your headlamp. Set of eyes. Oh shit, there's another one. I hope that's not elk. That's not what I need right now. I don't want to be bumping elk. where I think the elk go. Because that is all private property, believe it or not. How, you may ask? That is a topic for another video, if I ever do one. I probably won't. Yep, all that and around there and out that way, that is all private. Public is out that way is private too. There's public that way, but majority of this is all private. Oh, well, we obviously didn't spike camp it this trip. I'm only going to be here for one night, so it's just not worth the effort to spike out. Why is that? Labor Day weekend. That's why I left dark 30 this morning. That's why I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon. Mountains are a bit overcrowded these days, especially on a weekend like this. I think the elk were back in there a day or two ago. Either yesterday or the day before that, or both. As well as another hunter. I think you can see why I set up where I did this morning. A reasonable bet the elk are on private right now, and I wonder if all the extra human presence in the mountains this weekend is going to keep them on private. Elk aren't stupid. They know where they know where to go where they're not bothered. Nothing. Just nothing. No bugles. Elvis has left the building. The only thing that really happened was I got so used to all these squirrels dropping pine cones, and they're busy. They're storing pine cones for the winter, I think, but got so used to that commotion all around me. I had a deer, or a doe, last bit of gray light come up behind me. I was staring out front. I turned around, and there she was, about less than 20 yards away. I think that I scared that deer as much as she scared me. Well, if you've made it this far into the video. I got 3 closing thoughts for the season and the rest of the year. First being, we are now officially in September, month of the peak rut. And this trip, I have not heard one single bugle. Might be a clue. Second thought being, that spot I was just working, I've known about that spot for a while, but I've never worked it because I know from trail camera data that the elk are more active in the spot I usually work. But I think I'm gonna work that spot more next year because it is a much better setup. I got more concealment to go to full draw. I have a very clear shooting lane, and the wind is consistent, blowing in a favorable direction, morning or evening. So it's a much better setup, even though the elk activity is less there. That said, there's been enough activity there for the elk to have worn a game trail. And I'm sitting about 30 yards off of that trail. So it feels like it will be productive. Third thought is hunts for the remaining of the year. I have a deer muzzleloader tag at the end of this month, but I'm only going to have 3, maybe 4 days to hunt it. It's not going to be like last time I worked this tag where it was playing alone on the mountain for 10 days. Just scheduling, time off requests, and all that. We can't make the time for this hunt other than just an extended weekend. The reason being is because my wife has her first deer rifle hunt in October, towards the end of October. And I have the best wife any hunter could ever hope for, and it's her turn. So the time off requests that we can make, we're making for her hunt, not mine. And I'm good with that. I owe her that at the very least. So we're looking at my deer muzzy. Then I'll be hunting elk spike rifle. During that rifle hunt, I'm going to be scouting for my wife's deer tag in the same areas that we're going to be hunting her tag. Then we'll hunt her tag next season. And then after that, I'll go hunt spike muzzy for a weekend. And that'll be it for the hunting year. And this is it for archery for me for the year. So you have a good one, and we'll see you soon. I was just thinking to myself how the only multi-season tag I've ever punched was the first one. On the first day of the first season. So whenever I get close to punching that tag, it's always during archery. And that's because I have the option to shoot a cow. After archery, if you don't punch this tag during archery, you're not punching it. Unless you win the antler lottery